So what's going on, guys? It is Pwn, and we are here playing a little bit of Medal of Honor. We're going a little bit of old school, because we know that I just need to tease you guys and get you ready for the fact that the new one will be coming out here in a few months, which I'm very, very highly anticipating. I'm expecting it to be one of the best guns, or best games of the year, with some of the best guns of the year, too. Why not? And, so I wanted to give you guys another story time with Pwn. Some of you guys like seeing and hearing about some of the embarrassing things in my life, because you guys are sick individuals, and you just want to feel better about yourselves, you females. But yeah, I couldn't come up with an insult. I guess default females is good enough for me. Poopy heads works too. It's a lot worse than like calling you a bitch or something, you know what I mean? If somebody calls me a poopy head, I'm just all sorts of flustered and just caught off. But anyways, I don't need to teach you guys my method of insults. I want to talk to you guys about my father and some stories we've had together, because I don't know if you know, my father is kind of an ass. He's never been like a father. He's been like my best friend. So whenever we did shit, I mean, when he calls me up, he's like, "Hey, cock." That's how my father addresses me. Hey, cock. Cock. Yeah, that's my father. Okay, so now you know the understand the relationship that me and my father have. You can understand. Shut up, phone. You can understand exactly what I need to do when I need to tell you about this. So he's never been there for me in that sense. I mean, he dropped the ball as being a father. But we had a couple cool moments, and here's story time for you guys in between me and my father. Now, my father does, yeah, he's like a handyman. He does a little bit of this and that. He's a hard-working guy. He does, plumbing, heating, and cooling, stuff like that. So we've had our fair share. I don't know if I ever told you guys about the gay bar experience. If I haven't yet, you guys can let me know about that one, and I'll give you that story sometime too. But I'll give you a couple of them while we were on the job. One time, this was just like the greatest thing ever. And my father's a pervert too. I mean, I guess that one I inherited from him. My father's heavily a pervert. I mean, he's cheated on every woman he's ever been with. I think there's 3 confirmed siblings I have, and another 3 possibly I may have, depending on whether or not he's sober or not. He'll admit that. And so I don't know how many, brothers and sisters I have. So he sits there, and we go out one day. We go to a job. It's like Saturday morning. It's early as shit. And we knock on the door. He works on campus, Ohio State University campus. Some of the best-looking women in the world. FYI. So we hop into campus, and this girl opens up the door. Just got out the shower, putting on her, she's just wrapped up in a towel. That's it. Cleavage barely showing. She's barely covered up. And all she's got underneath her is her epidermis. I mean, that's where it ceases. It's just a towel, wet, dripping, blonde. Fuck. You know what I'm talking about, right? So she opens the door, and we're sitting there, and me and my dad are obviously, you know that look, right? We looked at each other. That's where we're supposed to say, hello, we're working for the company, right? But we just stop and look at each other. And it's that 3-second pause like, damn. You know what I mean? That silence, damn, you know what I'm talking about. And she's sitting there, oh, she must be the guys. And like, yep, that's us. Yeah, why not? And so she invites us in, and Dad has to go in and work. Now, unfortunately, the sink was messed up in the bathroom, and she had to get ready, right? So she was like, I hope you don't mind. I've got to get ready to go to school. You guys can work. So my dad's underneath the little counter, the little top where so he's underneath working on the sink, and she's like standing right next to him, like above him, and he could like get a straight cooter shot like instantly. So he's looking straight up at this girl's towel. And he's living the dream. He's sitting there. And he gets stuck in this trance one time, right? He's just, like, completely off guard. And he's looking at her. And he's like, I'm sitting here watching him, like, observe her. He's eye-humping the hell out of this girl. And I'm sitting there trying to suppress my laughter. Because he, like, stops, working. And he's just straight looking at this girl. And you could, like, see the water drip down her legs and shit. And he, like, reaches for her leg. And I have to kick his ass so he doesn't get called for, like, rape charges or something. And it was like the greatest story ever, because he just didn't mean to. He just saw, this girl there, a leg and water, and he reached for it. It was like the funniest thing ever. But outside of that, we got another awesome story. We were leaving a job, actually, not the same one. We're not that lucky. And we were leaving a job, and and we start hearing. We're just walking down the hallway in this complex, and we hear, "Stop it! You're raping me!" And of course, that just throws up a few signals. I don't know how important, stop, you're raping me is. So we call the cops, right? Because it's ongoing. It's like, don't, ow, you're raping me. And me and my dad are like, we don't know if it's serious. We don't know if we should break down the door. We're sitting there contemplating, should we beat down the door? I mean, save this girl? I mean, I don't know. And so we call the cops. The cop gets there, and this couple comes to the door, butt-ass naked. And we're standing there like, really? And so we're sitting there, and he's like, we heard complaints that there was rape going on. And she was like, no, he wasn't raping me. It was just my first time doing anal. And I'm like, oh my god! So it was like the greatest thing ever. So apparently, but they were like doing role playing or something. Stop, Mr. Guy, don't. That's my butthole. And it was like the greatest thing ever. So those are our awkward, unusual, sexy kind of stories that we had at work. But that's something you experience working on campus. You got topless women always out sunbathing. That's the reason. That's what my father says. You know what? I may not get paid a lot, but that is the reason I wake up every morning, is to come check out these women. He knows exactly where the spots are too. We'll go get Taco Bell, and he'll camp out where all these women will be like on the rooftops or out in front of the things, topless, tanning and shit. So we'd just be sitting there eating Taco Bell, just watching, half naked women. You know what it is, right? It's a typical weekend. But that's been my story for you guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Remember to leave a rating and look out for Warfighter coming this October. Oh, moist.